Ah! Ow! Stay focused. Push forward.
This is the Inter-Astral Peace Broadcast. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to a new episode of the
Himeko really knows how to convince people. By the way, Danhong, this time...
Just let you two wander around aimlessly on the plus, Mr. Yang is right. The ambrosial arbor crisis just ended, and both the long life and short life species are still feeling uneasy. And since he has extended an invitation, it's only right that
Coming back to this place brings back... Hey, I'm not actually gonna recite a poem. This time, we're not being forced or enticed. Quite unusual. I'm not... I'm just... Is the Starskiff Haven always this crowded? Oh, there's so many people here. I can barely hear anything.
Yanqing said General Jingyuan sent him to welcome us, but where is he?
let's wait for him in front of the loom. It's the most prominent landmark on the dock.
Hey, you guys! Hold on. Did they just call us? Are you familiar with the Xianzhou Lafu?
We know a little bit of...
We're from Penacony. Maybe you've heard of it. We came to this ship to gather interesting materials for making dream bubbles.
Oh, we just left there.
That's great. Do you know any
Exactly! Most of the tourists around at the moment are here to attend the Wardance.
Yeah, we know about that ceremony. But isn't the fighting ring...
I've heard the ring was actually converted from a huge decommissioned Lafu fighter jet. The Radiant Feldspar is...
But for now, all we can do is wait until the Wardance starts in a few weeks, before we can board it.
We're looking for unique experiences that you...
You're the expert here.
That's indeed a good idea. While the dreamscape on Penacony is all artificial, Scale Gorge Waterscape is a celebration of nature's resurgence. It has some remarkable scenery.
Awesome! I love being out there and
I'm a bit worried that nature-themed dream bubbles might be outdated.
see you later. Maybe.
Look, Yanqing's here.
Really? Let's go catch him.
There you are! Everyone, this way! Hey, everyone! It's been a while.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long since we last saw you. But
What's up, Miss March?
they say kids grow up really fast.
We've only been away for a few months.
What are you doing?
Sorry, but after our previous adventures, I've become suspicious of whoever greets us first.
Do you have to be suspicious around me, too?
You know, the last time we came to the Xianzhou, the first person who greeted us was...
I get it. Better...
Seriously, I've never seen the Luofu so lively before.
I was a bit worried that holding the war dance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis might be too soon. But seeing the bustling start...
Yep. There's people from other delves and travelers like you three who've... With the war dance coming up, there's a huge number of visitors pouring into the Starskip Haven. The general said this ceremony would help the Xianzhou. It's a way to showcase our martial spirit, reassure people, boost morale, and attract visitors. By the way, the Xianzhou Alliance places great importance on this ceremony too. Yeah, the Xianzhou Yaoqing is a major force in hunting down abominations, and is always engaged in conflicts across the... But Madame Yukong from the Skyfaring Commission mentioned that the Yaoqing always sends back reports of great victory. I heard General Fei Xiao of the Yaoqing is a young and dauntless lady. My peers say that she's like a goddess of... If only I could witness her.
By the way, Yanqing,
I'm sorry for talking your ear off. The General wants to catch up with you at the Palace of Astral.
it's funny how he tries to act all mature, but whenever... I agree.
All units, assemble quickly! Get ready to protect the crowd!
I just mentioned security, and now all of a sudden something's gone wrong. Excuse me, I need to go check out this.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
We'll go with you.
Watch out there!
Protect the civilians. I'll deal with him. Borison? Why are there Borison here? This ends now.
Tedious. Another journey begins. On the still waters of oblivion.
Melt! Lead through clouds! Yes, you!
Stand down. Blade of moonlight, all will be revealed. In lunar flame.
Not good. Thanks for the help.
Sorry, no time to chat. Could you give me back my...
Wait, my sword! Let's just get down to business first. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we'll have to put our plans on hold for now. I need to find out what's going on.
While we appreciate your rescue, my Cianjo friends, don't you think it's a bit too much to detain us and our cargo?
Sorry, but we've been ordered to detain you and your cargo for inspection until we figure out the source of the attack. Once we're done with the formalities, we'll let you and your cargo go.
But this shipment isn't even meant for the Luofu, and it's IPC's patented technology.
According to the protocol, all cargo arriving on the Luofu must go through inspection.
But we didn't officially enter your dock at all. We just sought refuge.
Looks like this argument could go on forever. Let's not get involved in a heated
How dare you detain our ship? Who do you think you are?
Who's in charge here?
It's my fault. We let our guard down for a moment.
With the Wardance approaching, safety should be a top priority. Now, tell me, how did Borisin prisoners end up in Starskiff Haven? According to the protocol, Borisin prisoners should be held on a starskiff and taken directly to the shackling prison under strict supervision without ever touching the ground. Who allowed a prisoner transport ship to dock at the passenger terminal?
Please don't blame this captain. This incident involves the Zhu Ming's diplomatic vessel.
Who are you?
I'm Liu Jun, an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad. Thank you for your help, Lieutenant Yanqing. The situation unfolded rapidly and it shouldn't be held again. Here's what happened. An IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin just before arriving, and the Zhu Ming's diplomatic vessel came to the rescue. They fought off the Borisin pirates and imprisoned them on their ship.
So, an IPC ship was attacked by the Borisin near the Luofu.
Honestly, it gives me a headache too. The Zhu Ming diplomatic ship, adhering to standard procedure, docked at the passenger terminal. You know, with all the outsiders flooding onto the Luofu, the starskiff lanes are under immense pressure. The Borisin desperados decided to put up a fight before the prisoner transport starskiff could get there. And that—
We'll make sure these prisoners are sent to the shackling prison as soon as possible.
I see. It's an unusual situation indeed. I'll report it to the security department of the Realm Keeping Commission, and ask— maybe I should gather more details from others, so that the Seat of Divine Foresight can have a better understanding.
Oh, you look much maturer now, Yanqing.
Please don't tease me, Miss March. The situation on the Cianjo before the Wardance is like a calm lake. that can be disturbed by even the smallest pebble. Capable of generating far-reaching ripples with even the slightest disturbance.
What are those people? I mean,
Those werewolf monsters are known as Borisin. The Borisin have been a powerful force for a long time, plundering and enslaving many worlds. The threat they pose and their presence has faded over the year.
According to that officer, they attacked an IPC.
Yeah, that's what I find strange too. It seems like the IPC. Well, enough with the chit-chat. I'd love to chit-chat a little longer.
is it a series?
Thank you, but by the way, that young lady who just appeared, she took my sword. I'm thinking of filing a lost property report.
I doubt she did it on purpose.
Don't remind me. All right, let's not keep the...
Don't worry. There aren't many people out there with that kind.
There sure are a lot of troublemakers around.
Success and failure are pretty typical. How time flies.
It's been a long journey, Elder Huayan. Thank you for your presence.
Don't mention it. Thank you for taking the time.
General, I brought our guests from the Express. Oh, I'm sorry for my bad timing. I didn't...
Don't worry, you're just in time. It's been a while, my friends from the Ast... Oh. Allow me to introduce you to General Huayan. He's the Arbiter General of the Xianzhou Zhuming, known as the...
No need to be so formal. I'm just a tourist here. No...
Elder Huayan is not only one of the Arbiter Generals, but also the Furnace Master of the Artisanship Commission. Besides his martial skills, he excels...
Be it Arbiter General or Furnace Master, these are merely titles given to me long ago. I've retired several times already, but with the current change in circumstances, the Marshal... Well, in the end, I'm to blame. Living such a long life naturally brings its share of disapproval.
It's an honor to meet you, General Huayan.
It's my honor to meet you, General Huayan.
No need to be all formal. Today... So, these three are the ones you mentioned, Jingyuin? The heroes who helped you with the Ambrosial Arbor crisis?
Indeed. There's Don Hung, March 7th, and him. Without their help, I'm afraid the Law Fu might not have easily overcome this crisis.
So, the Imbibitor Lune's reincarnation has returned to the Law Fu and will attend the Wardance. I'd love to have a drink with you, should the chance...
You're more than welcome, General Huayan.
And this young friend is?
Yanqing, my apprentice. He remains by my side as my retainer due to his youth, which I hope will season him with experience. He will stand for the Law Fu's Cloud Knights in the upcoming Wardance, ready to take on all kinds of challenges.
Great, great! It's a real treat to see so many talented young people around here today. Oh, I almost forgot. This is my apprentice, Yun Li.
It's you!
Oh, it's you. Hello.
You two already know each other? Guess we don't need any introductions then.
What a coincidence! I was afraid I'd have trouble finding this girl.
Oh? Now you've piqued my curiosity.
She helped me capture the escaped Borison prisoners at the Starskiff Haven. Allow me to express my gratitude for you. But when you left, you took my flying sword with you.
Your flying sword? Oh, so that's why I found a dagger in my bag.
Yes, it is. Now that...
Nope, that won't do.
Won't do?
You want your sword back, right? Well, you can't just take it back. On the Juming, when you lose your sword on the battlefield, you have to reclaim it on the battlefield. As for this little sword, it was supposed to strike that escaped Borison prisoner. But unfortunately, its owner's agitated state caused it to fly off like a kite with a broken string, and it missed its target. By the way, if I hadn't caught it and helped it hit its mark, that Borison prisoner would have gotten away.
Hold on a sec, Yunli. You took my sword without even asking, and now you're refusing to give it back?
So much for Luofu's swordmasters.
What did you just say?
If you just stepped up and took your sword back from me fair and square, I would have totally respected you. But nope, you tried to play it down, expecting me to just hand it back to you like it's nothing. With all due respect, you don't honor your sword, so you don't deserve it.
Hasn't anyone told you that taking without asking is stealing? If you want to settle this with swords, fine. Let's have a one-on-one duel right now.
Yanqing.
Well, that's more like it. Just be careful, because I'm not as easy to handle as the Borison.
You two, be quiet.
Hey! Whose side are you on, Grandpa?
I don't take sides.
It's a small misunderstanding, and an apology would be too much. I've heard about the Zhu Ming's incredible swordplay and craftsmanship. Most notably, the legendary Flame Wheel Octet. Seeing Miss Yunli, who is among those ranks today, well, I must say, she definitely has that fiery edge.
Such grandiose names. Some folks love to spin these fancy titles, trying to set the Cloud Knights apart.
Well, everyone, Elder Huayan and I have some business to discuss. For now, Yanqing, why don't you entertain our guests? And I'll find another chance to talk with you all. I'd like to express my gratitude to the Astral Express.
That's so kind of you. I mean, you've already thanked...
Please forgive me for coming at an inconvenient time.
You needn't apologize, General Huayan.
All right, Yunli. Take the...
Yeah. It's better to make friends than enemies. But I won't be heading to the inn just yet. I want to visit Lingsha. She just arrived in the Luofu and could use some help settling in.
Yanqing, once you've helped our guests get settled, go to the Artisanship Commission for me. I've heard about the attack and the detainment of the IPC ship. Qingzu sent word that the IPC members are protesting and wish to have their cargo back. See if you can calm them down. Don't get aggressive. Just make it clear that the Xianzhou Luofu...
I'm on it. This is the report Qingzu just sent. Looks like the General has given me a tough challenge. He wants me to try and... Well, it's not exactly a test. As Cloud Knight officers, we not only learn... It's just, you know, talking things out isn't as straightforward as duking it out with weapons on the battlefield. This is especially true when you're up against the IPC, with their nonsense. well, let's not worry about it.
It is the Lawfu's honor to have you in attendance at the Wardance. Yet, the fact that a simple martial arts ceremony has attracted esteemed generals from the Zhu Ming and the Yao Qing implies intentions beyond mere spectating. Might there be any specific instructions from the Marshal?
You're overthinking it, Jingyuan. As I said, I'm here to broaden my granddaughter's horizons. I have no ulterior motives. However, I have no clue what the Yao Qing Arbiter General has in mind. Do you remember when you accepted this position? I told you that an Arbiter General's battlefield goes beyond the physical one. You'll need to lead and manage everything on the Xianzhou. The title of Arbiter General holds a weight far greater than its literal meaning. So many years have passed, and you've done well. However, longevity for the Xianzhou people can be a curse. Living too long means that every mistake you made will lurk in the shadows. And one day, they'll eventually catch up to you. The Marshal knows everything that has happened on the Lawfu. As for the Merlin's Claw of the Yao Qing, she has come specifically for you. Speaking of which, why hasn't she arrived yet? They say the Merlin's Claw strikes like lightning. Being late isn't her style.
That's not true, General Huaiyan. She's been here a while, but I'm sure you've heard of her unbridled nature.
As soon as she disembarked from the star skiff, she mentioned having something to attend to and simply disappeared.
You must be the messengers from the Xianzhou Yao Qing, I assume.
We are Jiaoqiu and Moza, retainers of the Merlin's Claw. It's an honor to meet you in person, Arbiter Generals.
Now this is interesting. A guest who doesn't come to visit but sends a message instead.
Master heard about a spectacular view in Scale Gorge Waterscape. I believe she went there to enjoy it.
A spectacular view? Ha! Did you hear that, Jingyuan? This person is being sarcastic.
Please do not misunderstand me, General Huaiyan. I was simply stating the truth. Master thought it would be... Once she's finished with admiring the scenery, she'll personally come and apologize to the both of you.
Drat, I forgot to ask you... Unacceptable. Every sword, if it weren't for the General's interference, I would have... by the way, I don't know if it's just me, but the General seemed a little...
Reserved?
Maybe I'm just over...
No, you're not. When I entered the Palace of Astrum, I realized that the messenger from the Xianzhou Zhu Ming was actually the Arbiter General himself. So, the messenger from the Xianzhou Yao Qing must be the Merlin's Claw.
That's right.
Well, that's what makes this entire thing so unusual.
What's so unusual about it?
The Wardance is just a small festival. And now we have 2 Arbiter Generals from other Xianzhou ships here. I'm afraid they're here. Maybe they've come to hold Jingyuan accountable for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis?
Hold him accountable? come on! Didn't the Lawfu fall victim to the disciples of Saint—
Donshu's rebellion and Ventilia's scheming are merely one side of the story to the other Arbiter Generals of the Alliance. Only a single piece of incontrovertible evidence remains.
The Ambrosial Arbor.
Yes. It's undeniable that the plague mark, which was subdued by the Xianzhou Luofu, has resurfaced. But was it really a conspiracy instigated by the Antimatter Legion? Or does it indicate a trick once the spark of suspicion is kindled?
What was I thinking? Seriously, here I was looking forward to a carefree and enjoyable trip. But it seems wherever we go, drama is just around the—
Aw, I was so excited. I thought those Arbiter Generals were just— By the way, I heard that an alchemist from the Zhuming diplomatic ship has arrived. And
an alchemist from the Zhuming serving as the Cauldron Master on the Luofu?
thanks to your words, Mr. Danheng. Now I finally see the underlying tensions. The General is under tremendous pressure right now. But I was completely oblivious—
Come on, don't think like that. Did I say something wrong? Again?
Miss March is right. I don't have the skills to share the General's burdens at the moment. Still, I'll do my best to follow his instructions.
He looks like he has a lot on his mind. We can't just—
This is too much trouble. While
no worries. We're pretty experienced in dealing with the IPC. What's with you turning into a—
Well, since you're willing to help.
Can I really reason with you Xianzhou people? I think I get it now. In your words, this is called looting a burning house, right?
But I am trying to reason with you here.
Ugh, that toxic voice sounds familiar. Haven't I heard it before?
You know what? This isn't my first time dealing with the Skyfaring Commission. I can handle your but straight up snatching IPC cargo.
Just as I've said it many times already. Once we've inspected the cargo and completed the—
I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm thinking keep detaining my cargo and I'll file a— You jerk! Who are you calling a dog? Wait. Why are you here? You're staying on the Xianzhou, are you? What terrible luck! Wherever you go, disasters aren't far behind!
Aren't you the guest from the Astral Express? What brings you and Yanqing to the Artisanship Commission?
Trouble caused by the IPC? I'd say it's caused by the sky.
Looks like you've met this IPC worker before. I'm not sure if that's a good— I was sent here to deal with the IPC protest, Miss Shikui.
As you know, this IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin and rescued by the Zhuming's diplomatic ship. Then the Cloud Knights were instructed to bring it back to the dock for repairs and inspections. And this is Mr. Scott, the person in charge of this transport ship.
So, you're Scott. I've heard him mention you. Weren't you kicked off the Luofu before?
Like I wanted to come back. I thought I'd just dock at the harbor for repairs and leave this forsaken place for good.
What do you mean by snatched? I've told you a million
Then why did you bring the cargo to the Artisanship Commission? You even brought in some shady crap.
Listen here. Firstly, the Skyfaring Commission detected dangerous items that could possibly be weapons in your cargo hold. That's why they called me here, to double check. Secondly,
Even if there are dangerous items, what do they have to do with you? It's not even being shipped to the Law-Fu. We'll just fix the ship and be on—
But you'll have to stay in the port for several days before your ship is repaired and you can take off again. How can we just leave unchecked items?
I understand, but we don't need to disassemble the cargo if it's just a security check.
in most cases, we don't. However, our scans discovered that the cargo doesn't only contain machinery, but also some substance that resembles biological tissue.
Biological tissue? Does this crate contain living things?
I'm afraid we'll need to wait for the Alchemy Commission for further confirmation. In any case, according to our regulations, we need to unseal one of the crates for further examination. But this
The Alliance's regulations on biological products are very strict. Without further inspection, there is—
Oh, really? Fine! If anyone lays a finger on that shipment, they'll have me to deal with. It doesn't matter if it's mechanical or biological. It's none of your business.
This Mr. Scott seems stubborn and difficult to persuade. Honestly. I heard how you helped Aramali. The IPC representative back then was Miss—
What are you guys whispering about over there? Just hurry up and—
Good quality, good price, hassle-free chartering. High-end barge, the best choice.
As I recall, this guy won't listen to reason and can only be persuaded with intimidation. But he does seem to follow rules to some extent. Let's use that against him.
Speaking of regulations, we have our own laws and regulations too. According to Article 4 of the Xianzhou Alliance IPC Trade Consensus, the Alliance and IPC shall never infringe on each other's intellectual property rights.
The Alliance can sign a non-disclosure agreement with you. That way, you won't have to worry about any infringements, right?
We can sign a mutually acceptable non-disclosure agreement in accordance with the IPC's rules.
Well, that makes sense, but how can we trust you to— Even if we set aside the secrecy of intellectual property, these prototypes built by the Intelligentsia Guild are incredibly valuable, beyond your wildest imagination.
Don't underestimate Xianzhou technology. Even if they need to dismantle your cargo, the Artisanship Commission can easily put it back together.
Yeah, go ahead and brag about their skills. After all, you're just— But I'm different. I'm an IPC member, and my fleet has accepted this trip. Besides, the cargo on this transport vessel belongs to the Intelligentsia Guild. If you want to inspect the cargo, shouldn't you—
I'm pretty tight with Dr. Ratio from the Intelligentsia Guild. Almost like family.
What's all this nonsense? Even if you were married to him, you still couldn't— We both need to follow the regulations, because that's how the IPC—
Huh? Your logic is too confusing for anyone to follow. Maybe you should learn the art of communication from a monkey before you continue spouting. I understand that you're trying to stick to the IPC regulations, and that's commendable, Mr. Scott. But what you fail to see is that this argument is tarnishing the IPC's reputation on the Xianzhou. If this conflict with the Skyfaring Commission escalates, it won't just make things difficult for your business, but it'll also have an impact on your career down the line.
Of course, I never wanted conflict with the Xianzhou. Like I said, all I wanted was to retrieve the... Well, you guys sure know how to argue your case. Fine. I'll allow you to do the security inspection. It's just that,
So, Mr. Scott, are you just stalling for time and planning to leave the Xianzhou as soon as your ship is repaired? To avoid the Skyfaring Commission's inspection?
Well, IPC staff are free to come and go, as long as they don't break any laws.
Yeah, you've got some insight there. Who are you?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lingsha, Cauldron Master and head of the Alchemy Commission on the Lawfu.
Could she be?
Yeah, she's the new Cauldron Master assigned here from the Xianzhou Zhuming.
I received a report from the Artisanship Commission about cargo containing samples of unknown organisms. It said they needed help from the Alchemy Commission. I had nothing better to do. It's fine, Mr. Scott. If you really don't want your cargo to be inspected, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Why are you being so nice all of a sudden? Well, since you...
Yeah, sure. Why should I object? Not only this sample, but all the goods on the transport ship are yours to keep. Like I said, we won't inspect them.
Wait a minute!
Well, that's more like it. If only the young displayed up. Our ship will leave in a few days.
Your ship can leave whenever you want. But I'm afraid I can't say the same for your cargo. According to the import and export regulation signed between the Xianzhou and IPC, all biological shipments can only leave the port when they have confirmed to be of no threat, or when all biological activity expires. Since we can't determine if your shipment is safe for the environment, I guess we'll have to wait for its biological activity to expire. Let me check the previous cases. Normally, it'll only take around 47 star calendar years.
Only 47 years?
Why so surprised? You're still young and full of energy. I'm pretty sure you'll live a few more decades. Have some confidence in yourself.
Ha! Typical of a long-life species. Your words are dripping with sarcasm. While you may not care about time, I do. I'll be demanding double compensation from the Skyfaring Commission for every minute wasted.
Sure thing, Mr. Scott. You seem pretty confident that your career and life will last long enough to witness this victory unfold.
Step aside, guys. Let them do the inspection. Come on, we're already in enough trouble. Just let them do the security inspection. And if needed, I can always grovel before the Intelligentsia Guild later. I'm just using my head for what it's apparently good for, right? Well, honestly, at least you're not as annoying as that woman. Bro, just do the inspection.
This lady is...
Is this the IPC product?
Listen up. Any damages caused by inspections will be filed with the IPC!
Turn it off! How unexpected. That was a surprise.
Soon to be departed.
Detecting damage.
Destined for oblivion.
Specimen sighted. Yes, you!
Try harder.
Lead through clouds!
Blade of moonlight.
Right on time.
Still waters of oblivion.
Commencing research.
Detecting damage.
Strike!
Ready for death. All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
Melt! Descend to earth!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Try harder.
Yes, you! To travel far. Try them all!
Don't worry, it's just a scrape.
Specimen sighted.
Nowhere to run.
Were you seriously planning to leave this stuff unchecked at the dock for days? That's way too dangerous.
I had no idea about it. You must have accidentally.
I don't think trying to shift the blame is a wise choice.
But seriously, I don't know why that thing suddenly started moving. I swear.
Enough. Miss Shikwe, please escort our IPC guest to the Skyfaring Commission.
I'm on it. Please follow me, Mr. Scott.
Our preliminary inspection shows that there is indeed hidden biological tissues inside, just like the craftsman feared. I can't even tell if it's ingenium or biological in nature.
The core of this device is what they call wetware in industry slang. To put it simply, this machine operates with a kind of biological nerve as its control center.
I'll take some samples for the alchemist to analyze and figure out where the biological tissue comes from.
Why would the Intelligentsia Guild use such unethical technology? Perhaps they're trying to create a new weapon?
Whatever the reason is, it's probably why the Borison attacked the ship. No wonder the IPC were trying to obstruct our inspection. I'll contact the 10 Lords Commission and ask the judges to come and give their final verdict on this. According to our rules, all prisoners and weapons involving dangerous creatures must be taken to the shackling prison for further. As for you, Mr. Craftsman, please go with the Cloud Knights and explain the situation to the judge. I had a feeling that the IPC members would cause trouble, but I didn't think they'd be this tricky.
I should thank you for saving my life. Your sword skills were impressive. I thought the General's retainers were all burly martial masters. I didn't expect Yenqing to be... Can't argue with that. As for you, you must be the guests from the Astral Express, right? Saving the Lafu from that It's still early, so why don't we get some tea at the Alchemy Commission?
I'd be happy to
And you three are coming too, right?
The Hatching Rebirth Companionship Service.
I'm here to pay my
News is
respects.
spreading pretty fast. All these years, and the view of the Alchemy Commission hasn't changed. The tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same.
You're a Lofu native, Miss Lingsha?
Yes, I grew up here, listening to the sound of waves while researching. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Everything changes, but somehow remains familiar.
The view here would be even better without the ambrosial arbor.
Oh, really? I think that towering tree looks pretty impressive.
Even if it's impressive, it's a plague mark. The Xianzhou have been fighting abominations for thousands of years. And now that the ambrosial arbor has been reborn, it's only natural for everyone to feel uneasy.
Well, once a seed is planted, no matter how long it takes, it'll eventually sprout and bear fruit, in my humble opinion. The rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. My bad. Well, since you went through the...
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lingsha?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance to come in and clean up all the old... Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible. I'm looking to
Well, even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider, just like my companions here. The Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected. If you cannot distance yourself from these ties, Miss Lingsha, changing the situation...
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined...
I see. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the ambrosial arbor, it can't sever mortals' desire to prolong their existence. Just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but are unable to calm the hearts and minds of the people within the Alchemy. Our Xianzhou forebears knew this well, and that's why they entrusted the duty of guarding the roots of the arbor to the Vidyadhara. However, the Vidyadhara are still 30 years ago. My mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging... Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General...
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself. Alas, why is your face turning... Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding personal grudges is a luxury we can't afford.
Lingsha, you're back! I've been waiting ages.
Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce...
What a small world.
You stole my sword! Give it back!
I see. Let's skip the introduction part then.
Why do I keep bumping into you?
Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yunli, I have important things to take care of.
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate when you should strike, and you struggle to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed. Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right. It wasn't me who took your sword.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest from the Juming.
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, it'd just be you know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon. Yes? Well, sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield...
Fine! You don't have to give it back, because I'll take it back.
Between these two, who do you think is tougher? Don't get me wrong, I'm just curious.
Get ready to separate them.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined celebrating it.
Well, since
I didn't mean it in that way. Since I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left
clearing out some up.
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have...
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave? If Lingsha needs...
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering here. If you want a contest, I'll be the referee.
Lingsha, as always.
It's for your own good, little Yunli. While you desire to compete.
That's really thoughtful of you, Colt.
So, are you both... Let me say it again. Be careful when you draw your swords, and make sure...
Can we...
Again?
Melt!
Tedious. That's half the work. Still waters of oblivion.
How many can you block?
I didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to a sword to actually descend to earth! You've got style with those moves, but you're not striking where it counts. It's such a shame to see you misuse your sword like that.
Blade of Moonlight. All will be revealed. In lunar flame. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion.
Time for swordplay! Melt! See through clouds!
Still waters of oblivion.
See through clouds! Right on time.
Ready for death?
Yes, you! How many can you block? Mountains fall!
Destined for oblivion.
Right on time.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Yes, you! Blade and flight!
Unworthy.
Practice is over. Swords descend! Through clouds!
I win, Miss Yunli! Why don't you just give me back my sword, sincerely apologize, and then go Consider yourself lucky that I'm not interested in your rusty sword, as I don't have—
All you did was chop down a few monsters. If you think you can just take this sword from my hand...
Well fought, my young friends. However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the Wardance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well, the Lawfu is never short of surprises. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the Wardance's ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yunli and—
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords, and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Fei Xiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
Fei Xiao? Grandpa always talks about you. Could it be that you are...
the Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaoqing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Lawfu, too.
Of course. Everyone has heard of the Vanquishing General. Known to all and unbeknown to none.
Vanquishing General? Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Lawfu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. Sounds much better, right?
Yeah, That's a befitting. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again. By the way, we haven't settled the score yet.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fei Xiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jingyuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges you mentioned earlier.
Thanks for stepping in, General Fei Xiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call it even as payment for the healer lady's consultation?
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
Well, you can always send the bill to the seat of divine foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a spot and get some fresh air. Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this Wardance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Luofu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the Wardance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, and the Luofu could be in a world of chaos.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jingyuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable...
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what...
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum.
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing thanks to your translation. You've made me lose where I was now. Anyway.
Are you treating General Jingyuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Luofu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me...
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you.
Well, life and death, Zhao Chou. It's all predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down as long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire. I don't care how long I live. You asked if I view General Jing Yuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always been myself.
enjoy some tasty food. So, what's for dinner tonight?
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
Hey! Was that the Yao Qing general who just... I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword?
Mind.
Yeah, you think so too, right?
I agree. General Fei Xiao is indeed impressive.
I was actually hoping you'd give...
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there...
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, generals won't fight in the ring during the...
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danheng. By the way...
I bet it's about how to deal with the
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just...
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder Huayan. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you. These three braved great dangers, accompanying me into perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Vantilia, and uncovering the
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Hu Xuan. She's been summoned to the... But despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats. After the High Cloud Quintet each went their separate ways, despite the many criticisms within the Alliance, over the years you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa. There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of sick satisfaction. They haven't achieved anything of their own. But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yao Qing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor crisis on behalf of the Alliance?
No. I am too.
This old man's words always catch me off.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Laofu, but the document only says, attend the Wardance and listen to Fei Xiao's questioning. The Marshal is well aware of Jing Yuan's purpose in holding the ceremony and understands the situation he is facing.
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan. But is it appropriate?
By introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, aren't you aiming to discern the intentions behind both my actions and Fei Xiao's? And whether there's any discord between us? As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Fei Xiao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more... Oh, by the way, I've... Yes, it's this case right here. There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the Wardance, and the main event will be the Ringmaster's Challenge. the host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of the Xianzhou Lawfu. When you mentioned that the Astral Express would be attending the ceremony, I thought the High Elder of the Lawfu would be the ring.
You humor me, Elder Huayan. The healer lady is just a young lady who knows nothing about martial arts. How can I assign her as the ringmaster?
I'm no match to you.
What's this box for?
This sword case is intended for the Wardance's award. It's empty now, but in a few days, a precious sword will be delivered and stored inside. I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Zhuming's craftsmanship. It has a legendary history, full of heroic tales. I've been wondering, who would be worthy of such a sword? And then it hit me. I can award it to the champion of the Ringmaster's Challenge. The ceremony. Moreover, I hear that Yanqing is an excellent swordmaster.
Thank you for your generosity, Elder Huayan.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa. No need to beat around the bush.
You've got confidence, my girl, but
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword.
Yeah, and even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword, it'll probably end up in someone else's.
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air. Since you're interested, why don't you represent...
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's gonna come out on top. It could be me, it could be someone else. It'll probably be me.
Not to be rude or anything, we've been watching their drama.
quiet down. We have other guests here. I've prepared this sword. While you both seem confident that you'll win, you need to remember there can only be one winner and one loser in the ring, which could lead to... We don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be either of you. But if you're eyeing that prize, you'll need to work together. I want...
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable by securing victories, it's even more so to pass on your skills and spread the way of swordplay. I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the Wardance by displaying their Cloud Knight flair and prowess.
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome.
Huh? Who? Wait, me?
I noticed just now that Miss March seemed quite interested in the outcome of your sword fight.
Oh, wait. Are you serious, General? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay before. I'm a total newbie. You really think I can learn it?
Isn't this a perfect chance for you? I remember you mentioning that you wanted to learn some sword moves.
Yeah, I did say that.
Miss March is like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting to be
I appreciate your kind words, General Huayan. But, oh, plus, I heard that each swordmaster has their own special moves. What if they let something slip while teaching me? If everyone knows each other's tactics...
That's considerate of you, March 7th. But don't worry. It'll take you at least a decade of hard training before you can even start.
Really?
Looks like March's curiosity has been piqued.
The whole point is to know each other's moves. Defeating your opponent in just one move.
So Miss Yunli has already agreed. What do you say, Yanqing?
General, I haven't graduated yet. How can I...
So you're admitting your defeat?
Yanqing, teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insights. You've been an apprentice for years. It's about time you looked at swordplay from another perspective.
I see, General.
Now that Yang Qing has agreed too.
It's up to you to make the final decision, March.
At least that way, I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
Hey, I've never missed my target. Then I'm on board. Thank you for your kindness, General Huayan.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yanqing and Yun Li will teach you the basics of the Cloud Knight's swordplay. Yun Li and I will head out and purchase some sword practice equipment for Miss March. Think of it as a little initiation gift.
You're too kind. Oh, wait, you're giving me a gift? Shouldn't it be the other way around? General Huayan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about? I think we strayed off topic.
Yeah. I brought you here because the General said he had some important matters to discuss.
Because General Huayan wants us to stick around on the Luofu for some time. But from his point of view, we're no different from all the other tourists who may leave at any time. Since the crew's actions were mentioned in the Luofu's operations log that was given to the Alliance, he probably wants to see firsthand if we're as capable as the report claims, or if we're just some made-up excuse to save face. And he wants to see it for himself during the Wardance, which is why he even dragged Yun Li into this. What began as a simple contest between two sword masters has now evolved into you two collaborating to mentor March.
Elder Huayan is still that tricky general who likes to give everyone a headache. My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because I wished for you to act as my witnesses. In the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have.
Did we do something wrong? We really did save the Luofu.
Don't worry. No matter what happens, I'll stay here as a witness and answer any...
Thank you.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden. As the Luofu Ringmaster, I won't let anyone
I know.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too? It's quite an honor. It's been a while, General Fei Xiao.
It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukong?
Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights. And I was a pilot of the Luofu's Rainbow Fall Fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you'd be a general, and I'd have given up flying? Really does feel like a lifetime ago. Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. After all, your great victories are announced through the Yellow Bell resonance system.
Still stable, I suppose. Do you still remember the medic who saved me in battle?
That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again? Was it Pichu? Or Kachio?
Jiao Cho. He's been my retainer and personal healer, delegated by the Alchemy Commission from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. Over the years, he's dedicated himself. Given my background, I'm happy to have made it this far.
I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound. Well then, since you and Elder Huayan are as your friend, may I ask how the Alliance intends to punish the General of the Lawfu?
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the Elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear the resurgence of abominations, much like what happened 30 years ago. Although the report from the Lawfu explained all the details, we don't know if the Ruin Legion really invaded, or how exactly the Stellaron Hunters and the Astral Express became involved. This puzzle has many missing pieces. As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced. This time, she has brought along an outworlder and a coffin, claiming to offer the Marshal a method to fight against the Eons. The Lawfu Preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting the Alliance's principles. She asserts that Jing Yuan enabled the exiled Imbibitor Lunae to re-enter the Lawfu, thereby unlocking the lunarescent depths within Scale Gorge Waterscape, which in turn disrupted the Vidyadhara's dutiful watch over the Ambrosial Arbor. It is for these reasons that I have come here. Well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned all of this to an uninvolved person, but since we once fought together...
I understand. I'm sorry. I was out of line. I know I shouldn't be defending General Jing Yuan right now. The Lawfu has enjoyed centuries of stability since the end of the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae, much of which can be attributed to General Jing Yuan's masterful strategizing. Unfortunately, for a long-life species, enduring through the ages always culminates in a failure that undoes all previous achievements.
That's true. And that's why I'm also here for another purpose.
Hule? You mean that Hule? The Borisin warhead? The same Hule who has been imprisoned in the Shackling prison for over 7 centuries?
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end of the cosmos.
Usually, only emissaries from the Xianzhou Yaoqing Skyfaring Commission visit him once every century.
The Foxians and the Alliance made a pact to combat the abominations, aiming to achieve justice and free their kin. That werewolf monster is to be forever imprisoned in the dark recesses of the... Given the situation on the Lawfu, those on the Yaoqing are concerned about Hule's imprisonment. I'm afraid that the routine visit every century is no longer sufficient to ease their concerns. That's why I was sent here, to reassure them.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining. Oh, by the way, I found some clues about the thing you asked for.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. Unfortunately, there were no survivors and no cargo. However, someone had already been on the scene before we arrived.
Our people? Or someone from the IPC?
No, neither. Yukong, have you heard of a person named Ron May?
Did I oversleep?
Welcomes you, while a drizzle douses dust.
There you are.
Well, it was a promise to General Huayan, after all.
Hey, why are you blushing, Master Yanqing?
This is, the first time someone has called me Master. I need to, get used to it. Ahem. Let me make it clear. Swordplay training is about improving your body, mind, and strength. It's not a casual game you can master overnight. I promised General Huayan that I'd teach you Cloud Knight swordplay, so you can participate in the Wardance and defeat at least one opponent. I'll do my best, but if you break your master's rules...
Is it too late for regrets? I'm already regretting my impulsive decision.
Honestly, I'm not sure what I'll do either, because I've never been a teacher before. So, Miss March, please behave and don't skip classes. Or complain.
You need to toughen up and train her properly, Master Yanqing. Don't go easy on her.
You're so heartless. By the way, where's Yun Li?
I've found a quiet spot in the back garden of the Palace of Astrum for our first lesson together.
Seriously? It's the first day, and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Luofu so laid back? So disappointing.
Master Yun Li, you're already here. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Oh, wait! Were you trying to teach her in secret? That's sneaky!
I'm just showing you what Luofu etiquette is all about. She might be my apprentice, but it's customary for the master to personally escort their apprentice to the place of learning. As the host, I'll be teaching Miss March the essence of Luofu swordplay, after which she'll emerge victorious in the Wardance ring. You won't be complaining about Luofu swordplay then.
Stand aside, rookie. Let me show you how we Zhu-Ming swordmasters treat their apprentices. Quickly, over here, Miss March. This is a reverse mentorship gift from me to you. I hope you put it to good use.
What's this? Xianzhou clothing? It's so beautiful!
Sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movements. I even added some small accessories. I put a lot of thought into it.
You're awesome, Master Yun Li!
See? See? How can you compete with me? I'll teach March 7th the essence of Ju-Ming swordplay so she can win the contest with my sword skills.
Actually, I've prepared something too.
Huh? You have a gift for me too, Master Yanqing?
Since you want to learn swordplay, Miss March, you'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair of swords overnight. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to ask the craftsman to customize the swords for you. But I did my best to choose ones that look nice and are suitable for a beginner. I hope you like them, Miss March.
Thank you, Master Yanqing!
Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you, Yun Li?
The real competition is just getting started.
I'm so lucky to have two great masters. But why does it feel like things are getting a... So what do you think, masters? Does this outfit suit me?
Perfect. I chose it carefully. It's perfect for beautiful young swordswomen like you and me.
All right, let's get started with the training. The person next to me is a Cloud Knight instructor I've brought in. For your first lesson...
Wait. We're having actual combat?
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. The first thing we're going to do is see just how strong your fundamentals are. Come on, step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements so we can decide where to start and what you need to learn.
If you're ready, let's begin.
Okay. We did it! This is what they mean by no pain, no gain.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then I apologize in advance.
Please have some tea.
Pay close attention, Miss March. Wafu swordplay is all about being swift and agile in your movements.
Right on time. Practice is over. Swords descend!
Ignore him. Strength is everything.
Yes, you like this?
Well done! How many can you block?
Right on time.
Strike with heart!
Ha! I could take 10 of you. Yeah! Yes, you! Mountains fall! I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Swordplay.
Bladed flight! Awesome! You'll make good practice. With a true heart and focused mind, here I come! Right on time. Descend to earth!
Practice is over. Swords descend!
Time Time to show you what I can. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less carbs. What's this?
What are you mumbling about?
Isn't this sword technique? Shouldn't I be saying something cool? Right.
Strike with heart!
Melt! Lead through clouds! I didn't expect.
Miss March has quick hands and a flexible body. She's a perfect fit for practicing.
However, she lacks strength, and her strikes were a bit unfocused. But don't worry, that's totally normal for
Given the situation,
her strength. Seriously, do you actually know anything about swordplay, or what?
I could ask you the same thing. Dual swords require agility. So what's more important than footwork?
Instead of focusing on her strengths, we should address her weaknesses. The drawback of wielding two swords is not generating enough force. What good is being quick on your feet if you don't have strength? It's not like we're dancing here.
Skilled sword masters know how to play to their strengths and work on their weaknesses. Start with what you're good at, then tackle your weaknesses. That's the right way to learn.
You're quite the
theorist. You claim to be able to talk to swords.
Hey, it's only my first lesson, and you're already arguing.
But it does matter. Just.
Aww. Today me is even more awesome than yesterday me. Finally, some recognition for training my butt off. Finally, some recognition for training my butt off. Dear Himeko, Mr. Yang, and Pom Pom. As for me, I've somehow one of them is Yenqing, the boy we've all met before. Both masters are super strict. I tried to drag him into this, but he refused. Then I didn't let the difficulty get to me. In just a few weeks, my sword skills have improved a lot. Thanks to their guidance, I've actually made some progress. Looking forward to your reply.
Well,
Miss March's sword skills are really coming along. She'll hold her own just fine in the Wardance.
just you wait and see. I'll show off my skills in the ring and win a match.
Can you believe it? March 7th has actually become a pretty decent swordmaster in such a short time. Now I understand why Grandpa always had a grin on his face while training me.
Are you sure he was?
Oh, shut up.
It's all thanks to
Miss March, you're really getting the hang of wielding dual swords. If you're keen on advancing, trying...
Oh, let me see. Which sword is the most powerful?
There's no such thing as the most powerful sword. It's all about the skill of the swordmaster. Yenqing wields several
First, you didn't kick my butt. Second, you'll never kick my butt. Third, how about we settle this?
Yeah, I'm up for that. And if I kick your butt, you'll drop out of the war dance.
Why are you two arguing again? I thought things had been...
There was talk that the leading disciples of the Luofu and Juming generals were supposed to face off in the war dance, but for some reason, they suddenly teamed up to train. Tomorrow is the big day of the war dance. Shouldn't...
you're... that's right.
What are you laughing at? You've got pink hair too. I'm Jiaoqiu, the healer working for the general of the Zhenzhou Yaoqing.
Ah, got it. So, you're the participant attending the war dance on behalf of the Yaoqing. And you were trying to sneak a peek at our training?
Sorry for the misunderstanding. I don't know anything about martial arts. I'm just here on the general's orders to take care of some official business.
If you know nothing about martial arts...
Well, my curiosity got the better of me, I suppose. When I heard Miss March's pondering about what to learn, I couldn't help but from my professional experience. Cleavers, slicers, chopping knives, and carving knives are all just tools. Kind of like frying, sautéing, boiling, and deep frying in cooking. They're just ways for people to show off their skills. How you use them really depends on the ingredients you're working with. It's like your sword teaching methods. If you align your ingredient, in other words, your apprentice's natural tendencies, with the right cooking method, by which I mean the teaching method that best suits her, she'll make double the progress in half the time. For example, golden eggplant tastes best when fried, cloud peppers when stir-fried, and yellow boulder beef when simmered.
All this talk about food is making me hungry.
Aren't you a healer? Why are you talking about food?
Well, it's just a metaphor. The medicinal school I follow on the Zhenzhou Yaoqing is called the Ranja School, that specializes in food therapy. So it's only natural that I know a thing or two about cooking.
So, you're the general's cook?
I'm a healer. But anyway, a cook who isn't interested in health doesn't make for a good advisor. Seeing the way you're looking at me, it's obvious you think I'm just some feeble academic who likes to blabber on about martial arts. But in reality...
Seriously? Trying to save face in front of kids? Ugh.
Do you recognize this bottle of medicine in my hand?
No?
This is called tumble dust. An extract from an exotic flower named Yabra.
Is it poison?
Well, it depends on how it's used. With just one drop, it's able to numb a patient's body during surgery, making them painless throughout the entire process. However, increase the dose or the potency, and it'll slow the metabolism, making the blood thin and resulting in the loss of all senses. Even long life, this thing can save lives or take them. It's more powerful than the swords in your hands.
That may be so, but still.
Huh. Looks like I did get you all wrong. You're not a feeble scholar.
Hey, why the insults all of a sudden? I'm just sharing some...
Seems like you get real excited when talking about poison. I can't tell if that's an honorable thing or sinister.
Picture this. 2 individuals. The one standing is full of malice. The other lying down is honorable and righteous. How can the one who's lying down label the one standing as sinister? In the throes of combat, where life and death hinge on a singular moment, every idea fades into nothingness. Surviving the battlefield reshapes all notions of worth. Be it integrity...
Perhaps you've underestimated Yunli and me, Mr. Jiao Cho. We may be young, but...
Well, then you should know that the Wardance...
When I was appointed as the ringmaster for the Wardance, I asked the general, we Cloud Knights are supposed to charge into the fray and slay enemies. Why do we have to swing swords in a ring just to please an audience? And this is how the general replied. To unsheath your sword in a ring is no different than on the battlefield. The Wardance is the perfect chance to showcase martial virtue and forge alliances from all over the cosmos. When we unsheath the sword without drawing blood, we not only display our might, but also the martial virtue of the Cloud Knights.
That's quite an insightful statement, Yanqing. Well, my apologies for being so short-sighted. I've been on the Luofu for quite some time, but I haven't had the chance to see the ceremony venue for myself yet. Hearing you speak so highly of it has piqued my curiosity.
You want to see the Sky Splitter ship where the Wardance will be held? Let's go! I bet Yunli and Miss March haven't seen it either. Let's go. I'll give you a tour of the...
Looks like a lot of other visitors have also come to catch a glimpse of the Sky Splitter.
What's up, Mr. Jiao Cho?
No, it's nothing.
Do you see that airship in the distance? That's the Sky Splitter, the venue for the Wardance ceremony.
It doesn't look all that impressive from this distance.
The Sky Splitter is actually a decommissioned Luofu military vessel. People aren't allowed on board until the Wardance officially commences. Tomorrow, when the bell rings and the ceremonial cannons roar, I'll be there representing the Cloud Knights of the Xianzhou Luofu. Since I was a kid, I've been training in swordplay and the art of war under the general. I understand that I'm not like other kids. I never envied the toys and freedom they all... Even in the thick of battle, each day, I could feel myself getting stronger and But then, I faced a really tough opponent. And just one slash shattered my confidence into it. After that, I had to pick up the pieces and try to put myself back together. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't seem to find my old happy self again. I often ask myself, why do I wield my sword? If defeat is inevitable, why do I continue to fight? While the general could teach me the art of swordplay, he couldn't teach me. But after talking with you, Mr. Jiao Cho, as a member of the Cloud Knights and the general's apprentice, but When I wield my sword, it feels like I'm letting go. That's why.
Oh, Yenqing. So young, yet so
Age doesn't really matter. All sword masters will understand.
I get it. Looks like all the kids on the Luofu lived.
It's not polite to ask a girl her age, no matter which Xianzhou.
I'm not asking your age.
You don't talk like a cook. You sound more like a TV host or something.
Need I repeat myself again? I'm a healer.
Well, I don't have a dream like Yenqing does. The only reason I'm...
Sounds like that mind of yours is just filled with swords.
I bet you've got nothing better on your mind. My father was a craftsman on the Xianzhou Juming. Because of his foolishness, many innocent people fell victim to the cursed swords he forged. Since I was a kid, it's been clear to me that not everyone deserves to have a weapon in their hands. Giving them a sword is no different than being cruel to the innocent. So, whenever I come across someone unworthy of a sword, I can't help but want to take it away from them. Given that Yenqing is the Wardance ringmaster, I'm stepping up to challenge him. To ensure the precious sword doesn't fall into the hands of an unworthy master.
Hey, what do you mean by an unworthy master?
I see. It's not easy for kids on the Juming either. Well, it's better to have a reason for wielding a sword than to be lost and confused. I've saved countless Cloud Knights in my life, and there are plenty of exceptional warriors, just like the two.
What happened, Mr. Zhao Cho?
Oh, nothing. Judging from my professional perspective as a healer, both of you possess remarkable vitality. Well, we've seen the Sky Splitter and toured the...
What? You're leaving already?
It's getting late, Miss March. Unlike you lot, I'm a grown-up bound by responsibilities and duties. The tasks entrusted... By the way, Yenqing, is it normal to have so many people wandering around in an autumn...
Actually, this is a restricted area. But since you're all guests, I made an exception, so you could take a look around.
I understand. Well, I'll...
Seriously? I just spent...
Now that we're done without...
Why don't we take it?
What? You want a secret?
You know cramming before a fight never works out. For some reason, seeing the Sky Splitter has boosted my confidence. All right, I'll take you out of the Stargazer.
Let me see.
Oh, just shut up, Red Fang! This is not a beast ship. I need some time to take care of things.
You willingly donned the skin of a lowly beast to join this mission, dedicating yourself to our glorious cause. And now you're telling me you can't.
I'm doing my best, all right?
It takes time to figure all the—
When the guns go off tomorrow, all eyes will be on it. That'll be out.
How's that? Who's there?
Who are you guys?
An impromptu inspection. Why are there outsiders loitering in Stargazer Navalia? And a bunch of kids at that.
Hey, kids, didn't your parents ever tell you to stay away from the Stargazer Navalia? I know it's an automated facility, but it doesn't mean you can just break in and do it.
First of all, I'm an adult. Second,
Yeah, we flew here on a star skiff. Like,
Well, I'm not trying to tell you off.
big sis.
huh? Ever hunt planes? Yeah, sure.
Shuha! You should have let me. Shh, the overhaul is done, and everything looks good. We should leave.
Could you repeat what you just said, Yanqing?
What did I say?
Big sis, let's go. I want to play.
Come on. Can't you read the room? Something is definitely off about the 3 people we just met.
Yeah, anyone could see that. I just wanted to hear. That pink-haired box tried to say something. I'm pretty sure he sensed something fishy. Since he's not familiar with this place, he just dropped us a hint. But you didn't seem to.
I knew that from the beginning.
They said they were doing an overhaul, but it looked like they had no idea.
And it's suspicious how they suddenly finished their overhaul and walked away as soon as they laid out.
A Cloud Knight, a member from the Skyfaring Commission, and a craftsman. They're from various departments, and the reason for the overhaul seems legit. But one of them blurted out some weird language just now. I have a feeling that if we secretly tail them, we'll follow my lead and be careful. Don't get too close, Miss March.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them.
We should have just killed those lowly beasts. Those little brats won't take up much space. There are boxes all over this place. Just dump them into—
Cut the theatrics, Grulock. Even the slightest slip-up could interfere with Lord Moktok's plans.
So where are we heading next?
To check the freight skiffs. We've got a lot of preparations to do. Also, don't forget to take those crates with you. Weapons, supplies. We've got to be well prepared. Otherwise, we're screwed.
So, are they
I have no clue, but they seem to be moving those crates.
so. I can hardly breathe.
Just hang in there.
Let's just put the cargo here for now, all right? Then we'll move on to inspect the ships. Lord Moktok said that as soon as we're done, we're to board the freight skiff and leave this place.
Don't worry, I've changed the shipping schedule. You two, come with me.
Is it just me?
I keep smelling that stench of... Don't be so paranoid.
Looks like they're planning to escape on the skiffs in Stargazer Navalia. They keep talking about their plans, but where do they come from? And what do they...
They're definitely up to something bad.
Tread softly, breathe quietly, and make sure to keep an eye on them. Hide out of sight as soon as there's any sign of activity.
Don't be so paranoid. We're running out of time. Get over here! Shuhart, I'm coming!
They're leaving. We should catch up to them. Quickly! Up to? They're all wearing official uniforms, but...
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them.
Look at this. A freight star skiff with enough room to fit at least 20 of my men. Once we're past the checkpoint, there will be beast ships waiting for us. Lord Moktok is ready. The revival of our ancient...
What did he just say? Beast ship.
Who's there? It's those brats! I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't listen, you idiot! Wipe them all out!
Borison?
Adusa! Die, you lowly beasts!
Nice job!
Another journey begins. On the still waters of oblivion.
Ready to shine.
Unworthy. Blade of moonlight, all will be revealed. In lunar flame. Free will, or was it fate? Destiny for oblivion.
Oh.
I will...
Borison?
Adusa! Die, you lowly beasts!
Gotta stop the bleeding. Not very sportsmanlike.
Still waters of oblivion.
Commencing research. Deep breaths. You're the best. Yeah.
So familiar. Can't kill me. Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
March, stand closer. Borison?
Ready to shine.
Adusa! Die, you lowly beasts!
Yes, you. Descend to Earth. Right on time. Yes, you.
Destined for oblivion.
Specimen sighted. Here, try this.
Thank you for your help.
Strike! You'll make good practice. Stop! Oh, I get it! Melt! Watch this!
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Lead through clouds!
How is this possible? How did these Foxians change their appearance?
They're not Foxians at all. They revealed their true form. They're Borison, just like the bandits I defeated on the IPC ship.
Wait, that means...
Well, how did the Borison manage to infiltrate the Cienjo?
It's not just a simple disguise of wearing our clothing and shaving their whiskers. They're somehow able to alter their appearance to be indistinguishable from Foxians. They even have official IDs for the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, and even the Cloud Knights? Let me check this fake Cloud Knight's tag. Maybe it'll give us some clue. Lujun, an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad? Wait!
What's the matter?
I encountered a patrol officer named Lujun before. It was a few weeks ago, when we were transporting the Borison prisoners. If they can forge official identities and move around the Cienjo without raising suspicion... Oh no, this is bad.
Even worse. If you find one cockroach on the Express...
There are more Borison hiding on the Cienjo. I bet their plan is much bigger than just stealing information. We've got to report this to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
I am glad to finally meet you in person, guests from the Astral Express. I'm Fei Xiao, the general of the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Let me introduce our guest to you. The one dressed in green.
He's the reincarnation of Imbibitor Lune, and the person behind him is the newest member of the crew. I've heard a lot about you. Outside the reports from the Law Fu, the Skyfaring Commission of the Yaoqing has also gathered plenty of information about both of you. I've been eager to meet you face to face for reasons that I'm sure. Straight to the point. I like it. According to General Jing Yuan's report, the Ruin Legion is to blame for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, and all Arbiter Generals should pay attention to. Over the years, the Destruction's minions have wreaked havoc on countless worlds, and the damage caused by the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was far less severe than expected, which is good news for us. However, it was quite different from the Ruin Legion's usual style of destroying life wherever they go. While I trust the bravery of the Divine Foresight and the Nameless, I'm curious about some details missing from the report. Let me be clear, the questions I'll ask might not reflect my actual thoughts, so please don't take offense if any of my questions seem a bit harsh.
Please go ahead, General. But keep in mind, we can only answer based on what we know. And perhaps you already have the answers to your questions in your heart.
You have a clever tongue. I like it.
The Merlin's claw is quite articulate. Right now, her intentions are unknown, and Jing Yuan wants us to—
Let's cut to the chase. Before the crisis struck, the Astral Express was guided here by a Stellaron hunter, a wanted felon, in an attempt to resolve the Stellaron crisis. However, everyone in the cosmos knows of the Stellaron hunter's reputation. So, what?
Rumor has it that Elio, the leader of the Stellaron Hunters, possesses the power to see into the future. He foresaw that the Xianzhou and the Express would have important roles to play in the war against Nanook. That's why we were lured here to the Lafu, to deal with the Stellaron crisis and fulfill the prophecy.
General Jing Yuan believes in this prophecy too, as mentioned in the report. I'm curious why you didn't question it. Could it be because one of the Stellaron hunters is
Please be cautious with your words, Merlin's Claw. Let's avoid sowing doubt among our comrades. That Stellaron hunter used to be my disciple.
I'm simply bringing up the doubts about General Jing Yuan that exist within the Alliance. Let's move on to the next question. The report suggests that... Could it be because one of the that Don Shu, the master of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, colluded with the Lord Ravager and used the power of the Stellaron to resurrect the Ambrosial Arbor? But here's the thing. Don Shu was just a chief alchemist. Even if she colluded with our enemies and summoned...
I personally met Don Shu once. Her closest friend was killed during the war on the Fanghu, and she harbored deep hatred towards the hunt. So she spent years making preparations in the Alchemy Commission, in order to take revenge on the Xianzhou.
Revenge is also a form of the hunt. However, that doesn't explain how she managed to bring the Stellaron in—
Well, you should ask Don Shu herself for the answer.
Unfortunately, Don Shu is dead, and even her corpse has crumbled. According to the report, Lord Ravager Fantilia is the mastermind behind. She disguised herself as an ambassador of the Skyfaring Commission and traveled with you, only to vanish.
I was there, fighting Fantilia alongside General Jingyuan, but she absorbed the power of the Ambrosial Arbor and gained an almost indestructible physical form. Perhaps that was her intention all along.
So, a pawn of the destruction wanted a flesh and blood body to live in. Interesting. That's quite a new perspective. Oh, it seems that your answers have addressed all my questions. Generals, I am finished with my questioning.
So, what do you think, General Feisha?
The two Nameless have been honest in their answers. Even though there are some tricky details, my intuition tells me there is nothing wrong. However, the 3 questions I posed earlier were not just for the Nameless. First, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus grew uninterrupted on the Law Fu, yet the 6 charioteers were not aware of it. Second, you believed in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy and entrusted outsiders to. Third, you insist on holding the Wardance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, putting the Lawfu back in the spotlight.
Merlin's Claw. Is this your line of thinking, or the Ten Lords?
From the moment I walked in, I made it clear that the questions I'd ask.
The disciples of Sanctus Medicus were deeply rooted and had been plotting for a long time. I admit it was my negligence for not noticing it earlier. As for the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy, I didn't believe all of it, but in the end, the Law Fu did survive the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. So, I think it's safe to say that Elio's prophecy about the future holds some merit. And as for the Wardance, do you think I'm unaware of the risks? However, risks can also be opportunities. The Law Fu has lain low for too long. I believe it's time to stir up the dregs hidden in the depths and wash them away once and for all.
Just as I expected. But, unfortunately, ever since the report was submitted, the Alliance has been filled with rumors and speculation. Even within the Lawfu, there are people.
So what are your thoughts on all of this, General Fate?
As a fellow Arbiter General, I fully understand the difficulties of this position. Personally, I think all these rumors are meaningless drivel. Across the sea of stars, the Divine Foresight knows better than anyone else what happened on the Lawfu, just as what happened on the Xianzhou Yaoqing recently.
You mean the Xianzhou Yaoqing is also...
The scouts of the Verdant Knights have sent back reports that Borisin are making trouble again. The Borisin packs that were once divided and scattered have started swallowing each other up, forming larger and larger packs. Moreover, there's an entity named Mongus, but...
An entity?
According to the report, this entity isn't actually a Borisin. It's a woman claiming to be the messenger of the Master of Immortality. She's described as having 12 faces and 12 pairs of fangs, as cruel as poison, and as elusive as quicksand. The Borisin believe she'll give them a chance to rise again.
That's Fantilia.
That's right. You're lucky that I'm the one who came this time. If it were the Patina Justice or the Seer Strategist, this conversation might... I've always had faith in my instincts, so I don't doubt your good intentions. But the Alliance has its fair share of questions and doubts about the Law Fu. So, my plan is to come up with an acceptable...
What's in this plan, General Fei Xiao?
General Jing Yuan, you already know what has to be done. But since you don't want to be the bad guy, I'll take care of it for you. You need the final word from the Ten Lords Commission to quell any doubts. And for that, I'll have to ask the two Nameless to visit the Shackling prison. No, I'm not imprisoning you. While you're there, I'll ask a judge in the Ten Lords Commission's Interrogation Division to record a detailed testimony with the karmic mirror from both of you. We'll fill in the gaps that weren't covered in the report and silence any protests within the Alliance.
I'm okay with that.
Worried that I might go back on my word and keep you in the shackling prison? Relax. If I wanted...
Then...
Oh, there's one more thing. This testimony is for silencing the voices of opposition within the Alliance. But I would like to urge
So, you are here for Hule.
Exactly. Hule is locked up in the Lawfu's shackling prison. Since he is the broodlord of the Borisin, I want to transfer him onto the Xianzhou Yaoqing and imprison him there. The recent movements of the Borisin suggest they're planning something big, so we must act preemptively.
It makes sense to have the Foxians keep an eye on their arch-nemesis. Since you trust my judgment...
I was worried this would turn into a heated argument.
And as for Hule, I'll send my lieutenants Zhao Cho and Moza to check on his condition in prison and ready him for transport.
I'm really sorry about all this. I'll call for a messenger to take you to the interrogation division.
As you wish, General.
As General Jing Yuan requested, everything is prepared for your arrival, and I am here to receive you. The judges at the Interrogation Division also know your purpose in coming.
The shackling prison. I didn't expect to be back here after all these years.
Danhong.
Don't worry about me.
If you're ready, I'll open the gate for you. Well, technically, the shackling prison is spread out across multiple delves, and the ancient sea is just where they overlap. Please.
What are you looking at?
The shackling prison on the Lawfu is completely different from the one on the Yaoqing. It's completely underwater.
Whether it's in the clouds or underwater, breaking free would still be a piece of cake for me.
Still thinking about your old jailbreak tricks, huh? Forget it. You're free now. Just don't do anything stupid, or the judges...
You'll see me again in just a few days.
Taking Hule back to the Yaoqing means a lot to the Foxians on the ship, and to the General herself. So stay alert.
Guests, my name is Shui Yi, and I'm here on orders from the Incarceration Division of the Ten Lords Commission.
We're Zhao Cho and Moza. General Fei Xiao sent us to extradite the Borisin criminal Hule to the Yaoqing. 'Still thinking about your old jailbreak tricks, huh? Forget it. You're free now. Just don't do anything stupid, or the judges...
Well, technically, the shackling prison is spread out across multiple delves, and the ancient sea is just where they overlap. Please.
We're here to inspect the conditions of his imprisonment and make preparations for the handover and transportation. I assume you've been briefed, Your Honor.
Your visit request has been approved. I'll be your guide for this trip. Prisoner Hule, the warhead and brood lord of the Borisin abominations of abundance and the arch-nemesis of the Due to his heinous acts, he has been imprisoned in the depths of the shackling prison and subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords until the end of time.
No need to repeat his crimes and sentence, Your Honor. He is the greatest enemy of us Foxians. The stories of his atrocities are used to terrify—
When it comes to visiting criminals, there are rules in place to ensure— I know you've heard legends about Hule since you were children, but your knowledge about him is likely very limited. Only the judges of the Ten Lords Commission truly know what kind of abomination is locked up at the bottom of the shackling prison. It has been centuries since Jing Liu, the former sword champion of the Luofu, captured Hule. And during all those years, we never provided him with any food, yet he somehow managed to stay alive. It defies all the documented physical characteristics of the Borisin. The Forest of Swords, forged by the Punishment Division, is a device of intense torment, used to execute sinful abominations. Most Borisin die within 3 days in the forest, but Hule is different. Every time the blades pierce him, his body instantly heals. Despite the brutal punishment, the complex rules are there because of his abnormal characteristics.
I apologize for any offense caused.
I've given you the instructions regarding Hule's visitation. Please make sure you read them carefully. And please, take this pellet before—
No, I'm not taking random medicine.
Then you won't be allowed to visit Hule.
Just swallow it already. Hule is like all Borisin. He can release a pheromone called lupatoxin that induces fear. Thousands of years ago, we Foxians were enslaved by the Borisin. Not because we were naturally weaker, but because of their lupatoxin. This pill is for our own mental well-being.
I understand.
I knew you were a reasonable person. Your Honor.
What is it?
No. Never mind. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Let's keep moving.
Here we are. Her Honor hasn't arrived yet. Please wait a moment.
Welcome, dear guests from the Express. Judge Hanya of the Interrogation Division. You don't want to see me? Well,
In that case, I can call in the judge who's an expert in acupuncture. Just kidding. We judges work in shit. Please allow me to express my gratitude to you again for subduing the demons in the Fixtral Garden.
Looks like while March 7th and I were clueless, you already made many friends on the Shenzhou Luofu.
Even though you and I have met before, we can't show any favoritism under the Ten Lords. This is not a place for ordinary mortals.
Please lead the way, Your Honor.
Please let me activate the mechanism before we all move forward.